Now, how to compare different countries? We all know that every country is geographically different. Then, how do we compare it in terms of economy? But before going into that depth of understanding that one, very simple. When we talk about the students of your classmates, we compare each individual with the other individual. First, we look at the height, how tall he is, how short the other one is. What is the difference? Height is a criteria there. Next, how healthy he is, how unhealthy he is. If he is having any specific diseases, health issues, that comes the second criteria. Then, the talents he exhibits in the competitions, participating in other competitions, all these things come as a part and parcel of criteria to assess between two individuals, two students. When it comes to two persons, two matured people, what is his attitude of friendship? How does he do friendship? What are the criteria that differentiate him from the others? Income, levels of income, all these will play a very important role. Next, when we compare with the different income groups, in that income group, suppose let us take a country's entire income. For example, a country of USA, United States of America. All the people in United States of America get more income. Naturally, the entire income of the country will be more. So, when we are comparing any one country with the other country, the entire income is added up and it is compared with the other country income. So, when we add on the income, if 100 people are added on the income, 10 people are getting more than 10 lakhs per annum, while as the other people are getting less than that also. When it comes to overall addition, it gets added up for all. So, though the population is not getting equally that much, but the income of the country will be more. In the same way, when it comes to another country like India, where the income levels are very less for certain categories of people, but there are certain categories of people who are earning more and more amounts. Again, this also would add on, and here you don't get the clarity on who or how much an average individual is getting. So it's very difficult to determine and say this country's income is more than this country, but the average living standard of the people in that country may be different and this country may be different. Yes, when we have more income for a country, it would be more easy for the individual to buy and get more comforts. But when the more comforts are provided only for certain categories of people, it cannot be assumed that it can be done for all categories of people, because only few privileged classes of people may be utilizing or getting benefited with those particular comforts, whereas the rest of the 50% or 70% of the people or community may not be knowing at all what that actual facility is. So these differences will be there when we take only the comparison of income. Why this difference will come? Because we have different population. What is different population? In a city like Mumbai, where Mumbai is known as the city of dreams, where millions of people come here in search of jobs and in search of to achieve something. But in the same Mumbai, the costliest villas are present and many chawls are present, the suburb villages. So the same city is accommodating high-end privileged classes people, the Ambani families, the film stars, at the same time the lowest poor category slum people also in the chawls. So it cannot be judged that saying that all people who are living in Mumbai will definitely be belonging to rich community people. It is a false assumption. It is true, in Mumbai you have a privilege to become rich, but it is not always true for all people at all cases that all will be provided opportunity to become rich. There are many lakhs of people staying in Mumbai from decades to decades, but still working as daily wage labor. So different communities of people will together be called as a country. If only in one city we have this kind of situation, so in entire country we may have different categories, different cases. It is common for every country nowadays because we are migrating from one country to another country. Earlier we used to migrate from one region to another region within the state or within the country, but today people are migrating from one country to another country at very long stretch. So now the different people are getting gathered at different corners of the world. Different categories of people accommodate together for the country's income. So a national income cannot be the perfect criteria to say whether the average individual in that particular country is getting more income or not. When the average individual is not getting more income, we cannot simply jump to any judgment saying that the entire country is getting full income basing on the national income. The actual national income which is projected may not be the total income, may not be the actual income of all the individuals. It may be largely contributed by few people who are of filthy rich community, whereas the other may be contributing their own limited amounts. But when we have more amount of rich people, that would automatically reflect on the larger scale to say that country's income is more. So in order to derive solution for this one, in order to find out a right alternative and to determine whether a country is getting actual income or not, so they decided to go for the average total income of a country, total income by total population. Till now we are considering only total income. So when total income is considered, only we are able to see leaving aside the population. But when we take the average of total income by total population, then it is called average. When we get the national average, that results in the total population average. Then generally we get an idea, not exactly, but to a very large extent, what is the average income that an individual can get in that particular society, in that particular country. Because with the total income we cannot say whether an individual is getting or not. When the total income is divided by the total population, there are more chances to determine the average expected income for a particular individual in that particular country. Once the average incomes are calculated, then we can compare the average income of one country with the other country. That would be a better determinant for saying whether a country is developed or not. On this criteria, in 2006, the World Bank has gave a statistic saying that a country whose average income is 4,53,000 rupees per annum is called a rich country. A country whose national income or the national average, after taking the total income by total population, we get the national average. This national average is also called as, in terms of economic terms, per capita income, per individual income, per head income. Per head income is more than 4,53,000 per annum. Per year, if he gets more than this, that country is termed as rich country. Whose income is less than 37,000 and lower than that. Which countries individuals get less than 37,000 and lower than that, those people are considered as low income countries. And India comes under the category of, India's average individual earning is 28,000 per annum, which is very low. So India falls under the category of low income countries. Which countries are getting 4,53,000 per annum for every individual are called rich countries. These countries were also called as developed countries, except considering the Middle Eastern countries. The Middle Eastern countries are not considered as developed countries because they are having high resources of income but not the exact infrastructure which is required for a country to be called a developed country. So the income, when we took the income, we got many obligations saying that income cannot be the top criteria to determine whether a country is developed or not developed. Afterwards, we also had a viewpoint that different population people would also contribute for national income. So let us take the average. When the average is taken by calculating total income by total population, that is equal to average or per capita income, national per capita income. Per individual, how much income does they get? That is called national per capita income. And then they have World Bank giving the statistics in 2006 stating that which country's per capita income is more than 4,53,000 per annum, that countries will be called as rich, and developed countries excluding the Middle Eastern countries, while the countries whose income is 37,000 and lower than that, they are called low income countries. India also falls under the category of low income countries because still India's per capita income is 2,800 per annum. These are the statistics according to the 2004 consensus.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.